Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag, welcome Alyosha, welcome Panicking, welcome Sneezin, welcome American. Proton John cosplayed as Dante? Oh really? I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. Right.
Shall we dance?
Oh, thanks for the host, American. Oh, also someone subbed while I was offline. Just gonna replay that. If Streamlabs wants to replay it, come on stream. There we go. Reva Tam. Thank you for subbing, Reva Tam. Thank you very much. Alright. Onwards with case 3-5. So we probably can't finish it today. I have been warned that the final court day is very long, so it's probably going to require 2 streams to finish this case, maybe? We'll just see how we go. Alright. Back in 2008. Oh wow, that was a long time ago. 7 streams, yeah, actually. That might be correct. So just a heads up, I was in a bit of pain, so I had to take a painkiller. So I'm a bit out of it. So please forgive me if I do dumb stuff. So I'm a little bit out of it today. Right, so we're up to the second half of the investigation on day 2. This is quite a long day 2. Oh, thanks, Alyosha. Okay. Let's try and go over what's happened. I don't think it's possible to sum up cases this complicated very quickly, but let's just go over the important points. Alright, there's this temple called Hazakura Temple. Phoenix, Maya, and Pearl went there so Maya could do some spirit training, but bad stuff happened. Maya got stranded and cut off from everyone for a while, and this lady was murdered, and this woman has been accused of the murder. Also, this lady turned out to be Misty Faye, Maya's mother, and that really sucks because Maya didn't get to really talk with her before she died. Okay, she got to talk with her, but she didn't know who she was. So that sucks. She didn't get a big reunion with her mother. And so this woman, Iris, she looks a lot like Dahlia. We still don't know her connection to Dahlia. But we're defending her. Phoenix wants to find out the truth about her, of course, because it's important to know the truth. That can be amusing. Better than being in pain, right? Yes, definitely. Definitely. Pain is a customary part of the AA experience, yeah. Fae women are cursed. Yeah, they really are, aren't they? So Maya, she's still missing. It seems like she's locked behind those padlocks, which look a lot like psycholocks. I guess she's trapped in there. We hope she's okay. And also we got to play as Edgeworth for a bit, and that was pretty cool. And also Larry's around, and he's still the butts. And Francisca's around, and Goddo's around, and yeah, I can't really sum up what's happened so far, sorry. That's the best I can do at the moment. Well, yeah, that's right. So when we left off last time, Edgeworth was supposed to be bringing Iris here to... There was only one lock on that door. He was bringing Iris here to open that lock, because we're assuming that she's the one who put it there. But Edgeworth passed out because there was an earthquake, and now there's 5 padlocks there. Alright, let's see what happens. February 9, Inner Temple, Training Hall. Right, is this what Goddo was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me. Yeah, I genuinely don't remember what happens from here on out. I just remember like a couple things, so I don't remember what's up with these locks at all. What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you're one to talk with your face all green. Aw. Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly fine. There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood. Okay, so I just want to talk about this quickly. Do I at least remember the guilty party? I think? I don't fully remember, actually, so I'm not entirely sure, actually. Yeah, so I just want to talk about this for a little bit. So, as we've replayed through these, we've pointed out a lot of things that haven't aged very well. There's been some in these games. I love these games, so I just want to say I love them. I love the characters in them. There's been some stuff that hasn't aged very well. There's been some sexism, there's been some homophobia, even transphobia. But this, where Edgeworth has anxiety and like anxiety attacks, that's really, really good. I think that's really progressive, and it's a really positive thing to portray a character we like Edgeworth. Like he's kind of like a badass character, you know. He's in control. He knows what's up. He's got everything together, but he also gets panic attacks, and that's not his fault, you know. He's got trauma. So I just want to give the game a shout out for having such a positive thing here. Yeah, because everyone has some kind of weakness. Even people who seem completely strong, they have some kind of vulnerability. So it makes him more of a real character, I think. Yeah, just wanted to give the game props for this. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Poor Edgeworth. They still haven't shown Edgy curled up in a ball. Yeah, I wanted to see that in the anime, but unfortunately they wrote that out of the anime. From what I heard, they there was because his trauma is because of an earthquake, because the DL6 thing where he lost his father, and it was caused by an earthquake. But they wrote it out of the anime because from what I heard, when they were making the first season, there was a big earthquake in Japan, so they wanted to just leave that out of the story. Which is a shame, so we miss out on that part of his character in the anime. It's not like the trauma is a contrivance, it was because of an actual event that we got to learn, so it is something that can be taken seriously. Yeah, exactly. It's because he's a likable character, you know, we even got to play as him for a while, he's got his own games, so he's definitely a positive character at this point in time, so he's very sympathetic, so we can sympathise with him, empathise. Yeah. The 2011 earthquake one. Ah, okay. Wow, was the first season made in 2011? But yeah, I just think it's really well done, the way they write his anxiety. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden. Phoenix. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix, right? I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris? No, not at all. It was fun to have Phoenix and Francisca hanging out, actually. They were a funny pair. Why did you make a run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken up by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried. I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the secret cavern was alright, but... But what? Then I saw these chains here. Okay, she's claiming she's not the one who put the locks on. I genuinely don't remember if she is or not, so... This is fun. I like this. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door, and... Who in the world would do something like this? These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Quran tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. Wow, hundreds. Badge her? Yeah, good idea, we'll badge her. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks? I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them. What does that mean? It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. Hey amigo, how are ya? Welcome. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one. Yes, that's correct. Okay, she did set the first one. What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this? Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But... it will take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess. A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can. We've got to wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. Jeez. I don't think she's going to go anywhere, but I'll save just in case. Don't they have bolt cutters? Yeah. Where are the bolt cutters? You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Huh? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the inner temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the inner temple, it's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Or not. Psycho locks. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Well, there's only 3 this time instead of 5. This door. When I was here earlier, there was only one lock, but now there's 5 of them. Yeah, thanks, Phoenix. Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen locks quite like these before. I have. I've seen locks and chains just like these before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a cyclock. I wonder if these locks are guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. This scroll shows a picture of Misty Faye, master of the Quran channeling technique. But why would anyone cover it in gravy? I can't make out what's drawn on this scroll at all. I'll never understand you Americans and your so-called artists. Artists? Yeah. We're supposed to be undoing locks, not creating more. Yeah! Somehow everything's gotten worse. I think we've seen this dialogue. Antique dresser. Yeah, that's right. And then she opens it instead. Alright. So what's this? Is this the pot of gravy down here? I can't really inspect it, but I'm wondering if... Or maybe it's a ceremonial thing. Alright, hey Iris, check out my badge. Could you take a look at this for me, Iris? Yo! The locks are far more important at this moment, wouldn't you agree? She's right. I'm going to have to hold off at asking her about things for now. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Oh, can't ask you about anything? What about your hood? Francesca! Can't ask her about people? Okay. We can't show her stuff. Alright, let's present the Magatama and just see what the start of this dialogue is. So we've got an idea of what we're looking for. Take that! Dig that! Nick with his art degree could be more of an artist than Larry. That's a good point. What kind of art did he study? Did we ever find out? The night of the crime. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth? Yes, that's where I was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe that you're telling... That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Pearl saw you! Pearl! Well, Iris, I trust you, so you need to trust me. But, Mr. Wright, I can't. Why not? I can't trust such random nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, made her cry. You found some information about the production, about that Ace Attorney issue? Oh, cool. Yeah. Go for it, Alyosha. Oops. Looks like I screwed up there. Iris, I believe you're innocent. It was Bikini. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini. Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Poor Bikini. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder. That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. Well, we can break one lock. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So I would have left at about 9:40 p.m, I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m, but what you say doesn't add up with this. I'm not too sure about this one, actually. Hang on, where's the... I'm not sure about this one, actually. Might need more info. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Don't know. No, I'll come back later. It doesn't add up with my badge. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. But mistakes just don't suit you. Ooh, nice comeback. Need a hint? Not yet. No, I'll go around and talk to people. Huh? I had hoped you would get at least this much correct. I hate seeing you mess up and getting all disappointed. Nah, I didn't know she could be so harsh. Iris, what are you trying to hide? The more you lie about it, the more I know it's got to be something really important. Alright, I'll go around and talk to people. Need to drink some water. Inner temple gate. I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. Yeah, we didn't find out where Pearls ran off to. We got new investigation dialogue? Maya has got to be inside the sacred cavern. It's just got to be. I hate feeling so useless. It's driving me nuts. But I need to look for clues so that I'm ready when we finally get her out of there. I meant inspection dialogue, and we do have new inspection dialogue, so that's cool. I can't read it very well, but I think that sign says Inner Temple on it. Or maybe it says Training Hall. No, maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it says the Bridge of Dawn. I really should get back to work. Why would it say Bridge of Dawn? That's got to be a reference to something, right? On the other side of that little gate is the garden. Edgeworth is probably still in there, crying softly to himself. Oh, I guess we better hug it out and talk about what he's uncovered so far. Aw. You can see Dusky Bridge from here, and it feels like an unusually long bridge to me. I guess the gorge is too wide to cross with a piece of rope or wire. In other words, no one has crossed it in either direction since the night of the murder. Which means that scene in the Inner Temple's garden couldn't have been set up by someone. That's an anchor for one of the wires that used to hold up the bridge. I guess it must have snapped during the fire. They're brave to use this freaking bridge at all. Like some of the supports have burnt away. Just, ugh. Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path. Looks like one of the cakes someone left as an offering is missing, though. I guess Gumshoe couldn't resist, the poor guy. Oh. I was thinking of maybe Maya ate it, but I guess maybe it was a sign that Maya had escaped somehow, but... Dawn and dusk. I wonder if the cake had any icing on it. There's something strange about this incinerator. I'm sure there was snow on it the first time I saw it. That, and the door's open. Someone's been burning something, that's for sure. It's a shame there isn't a trace of what it was left inside. Yeah. Go to the garden. Inner Temple garden. The cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's got to be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? Ah! Oh. Hey, don't you dare run away. What do you want, right? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Well. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime. That's why. You mean because of the writing in blood? And the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely you don't suspect Maya, do you? It's an Ace Attorney game. Of course someone suspects Maya. Oh. Yeah, I'll try showing him the Magatama, see what he thinks of that whole thing. We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya, as well as Iris. It's our job, right? So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes? No. Though, thankfully, my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. Wait, is Edgeworth narrating this for us? That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now, and that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there. But it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, right? There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think. So no more of this self-pity, okay? You should say that out loud, Phoenix. The Bridge of Dawn is a reference to the bridge on the River Kwai. Ah, the Bridge on the River Kwai is a 1957 World War II power film. Ah, okay. Cool, thanks, Alyosha. That was a quick flip back to Prosecutor Edgy from Defense Attorney Edgy. Yeah, it was actually. Because he's a prosecutor. That's what he's comfortable with. It's gonna save in case he leaves. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Yes. I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before. 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Okay. The connection, eh? I mean, we haven't found proof of a connection yet, have we? No. Have a look around and then we'll show him stuff. I suppose you've noticed that Maya's name is written on this lantern. Yeah, we kind of noticed that. Weird that Edgy didn't get psycho-locks for refusing to indulge info. Yeah, that's true. Video game mechanics. It's pretty hard to miss, you know. It's written in Miss Downham's blood. She was probably forced up against the lantern by the killer. Then, with her back against the lantern, she wrote that name with her finger. That's why it's written upside down. Okay, I was wondering about that. You think the victim wrote this herself? Isn't that the obvious conclusion? But why would she write Maya's name? I don't think that's something I want to discuss with you. These are torches of the naked flame variety. I guess you need all the light you can get up here in the mountains. According to Detective Gumshoe, they were lit on the night of the murder. Well, Maya was training up here, so there's nothing strange about that. Except, apparently, they don't light these torches for training sessions. Huh? I heard that too much light isn't conducive to spiritual training. Oh, I didn't know that. Why is this the only area with no snow? Someone must have cleared it away. What other explanation is there? Of course, I played the what if game as well. But when I asked our trusty bungler, Detective Gumshoe, he said it wasn't him. I suppose Edgeworth has a point. Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason to do so. I just can't imagine what that reason could be. Maybe it's covered in blood, so they wanted to get rid of it, but there's blood on here anyway, so... The Bridge on the River Kwai by Malcolm Arnold is an amazing soundtrack. Ah, nice. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, poor Maya gets her name written in the victim's blood quite often, doesn't she? Oh. A little lantern, a little statue. It's small, but the whole place is incredibly well kept. There's just one thing that's troubling me. Everything else is covered in snow or frozen over. But the ice in this bowl has been broken by someone. Maybe one of the detectives washed their face in it or something. Don't be ridiculous, right? No detective would be that careless at a crime scene. He's really angry. I better not say it was Gumshoe or his salary's gonna pay. Oh. There's a charm or something poking out from the snow. It looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it too. It belonged to the victim. We're sure of that now. It's going in the evidence room once the investigation is over, so hands off, right? You don't need to tell me that. Well, our dear friend Larry just tried to steal it when no one was looking. He probably just wanted something to remember his esteemed teacher by. Oh no, it's Larry. I would suspect other things of him. Alright. Edgy, check out my badge. Is that your attorney's badge? Interesting. I never imagined I'd ever see you wearing one of these, right? Is that your attorney's badge? Yeah, maybe it's the one you were wearing? It's because of you that I became one, Edgeworth. Not that I have any regrets. I really don't. If you're trying to say thanks, you can start by saying it a bit louder. What do you think about this, Edgeworth? Sorry, right. You're a defense attorney, and I'm a prosecutor. It wouldn't be right for us to discuss things so intimately. That's a way to put that. But you were acting for the defense in the trial today. Oh, I thought he might talk about psycho locks. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, that would be a good thumbnail. You wish we kept the paper badge, could have given it to Edgy. Yeah. Alright, well, I don't know if he'll talk about anything. Sketch. Get that piece of filth out of my face. You're still mad, huh, Edgeworth? I know a thing or two about Larry Butts, just like you. We both know he likes to act up, but this? Even he couldn't make something like this up. If this is what he drew, then this is what he saw. As unbelievable as it may seem. I know, that's what I think too. Every time. Every single time I see that guy, he's in it up to his neck. I knew it. Edgeworth's still mad as a hornet at Larry. Alright, so I'm not sure what he's going to respond to and what he isn't. I didn't expect him to respond to that. I'll just test everything. Shito. No. Iris gave that to you, didn't she? Yes, and it really works. It helped my fever go down quicker. I'm sure of it. So you say, but your face is white as a sheet, and sweat is running down your cheek. Anyway, it seems to me like there's something going on between the two of you. Ooh. Actually, I don't know exactly why, but there's something about Iris that just tugs at me. I can't figure out whether I feel like I know her, or don't know her at all. It's really weird. Another victim we know nothing about. Same as always. I hope you'll tell me if you know something about our mystery woman, right? I know that Elise Downing was no ordinary visitor to the temple, but her true identity could be a useful weapon for the defense. And I can't give that away just like that. He's already planning for court. Alright, let's talk about people. I don't know Maya Fey very well, but it seems to me that the girl is always landing herself in trouble. It seems to me that you know her better than you think. I do sincerely hope she's going to be alright. One of the biggest names in the world of law, as I'm sure you'll agree. For better or for worse, we were only destined to meet once in a courtroom. I know, I read all about it. It was the first time for both of us. Two novices, head to head. I can still remember how downhearted I felt after that trial ended the way it did. I wonder if Mia felt the same way too. I mean, I'd have to assume so. Hey, Ultimate Mega Hero. I'm good, thanks. How are you? It seems Pearl was trapped on this side of the river on the night of the murder. Did she tell you anything? Listen, right. She's just a kid. I can't force things out of her. You'll have to be the one to find out what she knows. He's something of a legend, I hear. Don't say it like you don't know anything about him. Tell me what you know. It's a bit strange, actually. If he really was anything special, I should have heard about him by now. I'm always well informed about the rookies coming into the prosecutor's office, you know. Then you mean he isn't anything special? You should already know the answer to that. Although, there is one other possibility. What's that? He could have come into the profession from a different channel. What different channel? There's more than one way to become a prosecutor, right? Perhaps he started off as a defense attorney, but decided it wasn't for him. Defense attorney? I didn't even know you could switch sides like that. Hey Croaker, how are ya? I was just with Detective Gumshoe. I treated him to some pasta. Aww, that was nice of him. You owe him that much. After all, it's your fault his salary is so low. How's it my fault? And look, if you're going to buy the guy lunch, at least get him something decent, okay? Gumshoe practically lives on pasta and noodles already. Well, I did order some extra parmesan cheese on top. He was crying tears of joy as he dug into it. It was quite moving. All you have to do is give the poor guy a raise. Aww. It's crossed my mind once or twice that her testimony might be a bunch of lies. There certainly are a lot of problems with it. Oh yeah, I should say like what I'm showing, shouldn't I, for people who are listening? Yeah, I'm showing Bikini's profile. There's certainly a lot of problems with it. The thing is, as far as I can tell, she has no reason to deceive us. I believe she did meet the defendant at the Inner Temple, and witnessed the murder too. The one in the Hazakura Temple courtyard, in any case. Alright, at least down him. Ah, okay. Same dialogue. Iris. Apparently, Iris was taken in by the sisters here at the temple when she was a child. However, we still don't know much about her past, so we're looking into it. That reminds me. Edgeworth went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look up some stuff on her. I should ask him what he's found. Larry. Apparently he had become something of an apprentice to Elise Downham. Yes, something like that. He did this portrait for me earlier. That's great. Let's just leave it at that about Larry, alright? Looks like someone's still mad at the Butts for his performance in court today. Francisca. It's been more than a year since I last saw Francisca myself, but it seems that she's been dying to see you again. She really said that? I believe she wants to eat you for breakfast, or to put it another way, whip you silly. Literally and metaphorically. Oh. Go on, let her have her way. It would make for a great anecdote about my trip. Forget it, Edgeworth. Edgeworth. If you want to know how to run the perfect trial, there's a lot to study and learn. Oh, is that what you're studying about right now? I've sat at the prosecutor's bench for trials in 5 different countries now. The first thing you must do is gain complete mastery of the language. It's quite a task. I'd never get anywhere then. It's taken me a lifetime to sort of master one language. Alright. So I need to find... I need to find something about Dahlia to show him. Alright, we'll come back later. So yeah, Edgy. Dusky Bridge. Edgy is multi-language? Yeah. I wonder how many languages he knows. You can't even English. Hey, English is tough. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? That thing looks like it's ready to collapse. At least more than it did before. According to Bikini, Eagle Mountain is very prone to earthquakes. I had a feeling something bad was going to happen, and sure enough, it did. Yep, Edgeworth definitely couldn't live up here. Now it really is more of a dusty bridge than a dusky bridge. That kidnapping incident happened here 11 years ago, so maybe it's cursed too. Yeah. Hasakura Temple doesn't have a single private phone line. And there aren't any houses in the area, so I guess Bikini is the only one who uses this. I really wish I had brought my cell phone with me. It looks like it's about 20 yards to that cliff over there. But I can't see the inner temple from here. I really hope Maya's okay. There's a narrow path going off in a different direction than that of the main hall. Looks like someone's taken the effort to write "To Heavenly Hall" on the signpost. Okay, I think there's nothing new here. Alright, let's see who's hanging out here. Heavenly Hall. Hang on, just gonna check something. Okay. Yay, it's Pearl! Oh, Mr. Nick! Pearls, what are you doing here? Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Well, we don't know yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry? This is the Losers' Shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Loris did a picture of me. That's, great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya. Danish. Easy. Each vowel is a syllable, and each syllable has one vowel. Hard. An equivalent has no rules. Whoa. You know Danish. That's pretty cool. We found Pearl here in Heavenly Hall. She's hanging out with Larry. For some reason. Oh, these are the same streamers that we used back in Case 1-4? Oh, that's cool. That's a good callback. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? Ha! I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl. Two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Oh, so stop calling Pearl a loser. Alright then, what do you think about this picture, Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing. See, someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know. It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night. But, Mr. Loris... Not you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase. I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with the look of doubt on your face? Save in case anyone leaves. Morgan would rip Larry to shreds if she heard him talking about Pearl like that. Yeah, agreed. Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? I was just... well, I'm just a kid, you know? She's hiding something. I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Mr. Nick? Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Downham's room, reading a book together. But Miss Downham was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Oh. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. Yep, here we go. Psycho locks. 5. I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power. It has disappeared. Oh. What? Her powers have disappeared? Oh. What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps? Oh. Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Just as I thought. I'm going to have to break her Cyclops to get the truth out of her. Aw. I wonder who she tried to channel. Yeah, normally the center lock is lower. I think they redrew them just for Pearls because she's so short. I think they moved the bottom lock so that it's higher, so it doesn't cover her face. Which is kind of cool. Look at this graffiti scrawled right on the front of the shack. At least he managed to get a pretty good likeness. When I really think about it, I guess art kind of suits him. I mean, his very existence is an art, of sorts. I don't know if any of this dog is going to be new. Yeah, that's not new. Streamers. That stuff is really ruining the beautiful atmosphere around here. It's so inappropriate. Like Sister Bikini in a bikini. Ah, yeah, we have seen that. Alright. Nothing new there. Alright. Hey, Pearls. Badge? Pearls? It's no good. She's in no condition to look at anything for me right now. Aw. Can you talk about people? No? Okay. Alright. Let's see what the first Psycho Lock is. Take that! The night of the crime. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Downham's room reading a book together, correct? Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end. You didn't go? No. There was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried. I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous. So Pearls never went to Miss Downham's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? Yeah, I think she was worried about Maya. But maybe she took a swim in the river. You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? You mean you know? If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth? Okay. You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. Like, this one's a two-step one. I was worried about my badge. Well, Pearls, This is what you were worrying about, right? There's something I'm worrying about right now, actually. Uh-oh. What's that? You, Mr. Nick, your face has turned a really strange colour. Huh? You shouldn't work so hard, you know. You need to take a break once in a while. Being chided by a 9-year-old. How embarrassing. Aw. But there's really only one thing Pearl could have been worried about that night. She must have been worried about her. There's no one else it could be. I'll go get some sheets to make up a bed for you. Aw. Pearls is the best. Aw. No, it's okay. I'll die of pneumonia if I nap in a drafty little shack like this. I guess I'm gonna have to think this through one more time, from the very beginning. So Pearls never went to Miss Downham's room, because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls is so sweet. You wonder if you submit Misty's profile as you were worried about. Maybe. I'll try it out, see if we get any special dialogue. You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. I'll try Misty Faye. Nah. I don't know if you get any special incorrect dialogue in Psycholox. Maybe it's just all generic. Maya. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? Ah. You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. I signed up for your special course. Well, my. Quite brave of you, considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Nick yelling, "Take that," several times to a 9-year-old girl while Larry just stands by watching. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame there wasn't special dialogue for Misty. It was a shame. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you? Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing it in a temple. Then we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. Wow, there's still 4 more locks. Oh. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple? It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow. So I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock. Until after 10? How did you know what time it was? Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out. She heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple's bell's pretty small though, isn't it? If it's quiet, the sound will travel pretty far. You must have really good hearing. I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible. She was trying to hear the bell? Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell? Huh? Oh, I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. Well, we know about the, we know that Iris was supposed to head over after the lights out bell. Was she worried about getting caught by Iris? Maybe? Wouldn't be anything to do with the weather, because, I mean, this is knowledge we have now, not knowledge that anyone had at the time. I don't know if I have this knowledge at the moment. Well, I'll come back to this one. You worried about my badge? You know, Mr. Nick, I think you should take a break now. Huh? Even your hair's starting to look a bit tired. The spikes aren't looking so sharp. Tired hair. Looks like picking this piece of evidence wasn't so sharp of me either. Anyway, you said you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell. Huh? Oh, Okay. God, she's hiding a lot. Alright, let's keep looking around. But I love Pearl's theme, it's so cute. Yeah, the spikes are a low blow, aren't they? Everyone always goes after the spikes. Hazakura Temple, main gate. And do we have No, we don't have the blackmail letter anymore. I mean, I don't think that would have anything to do with it, because Pearls can't read very well, so she wouldn't have read the letter anyway. Sorry if I'm a bit slow today, everyone. For those who missed the start of the stream, I had to take a painkiller earlier. It's made my head pretty foggy, so I'm having a bit of trouble concentrating. But I'm having fun, so that's the main thing. Hazakura Temple, main gate. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. No, Maggie's the only one for him. Gumshoe and Maggie. Forever. I wonder what this thing was used for on the night of the murder. There is only one key to this snowmobile, and Iris is the one who had it. So I have to wonder if it was her. But she says she never left Hazakura Temple that night. You can see the main hall from here. Sister Bikini should be back by now. We were interrupted earlier by the earthquake. I think I should go pick up our conversation where we left off. Oops. This is one impressive gate. It's pretty grand for something that belongs to a branch family of the clan. I bet they make an exorbitant amount of money here. I mean, that whole special course thing has got to be good business. Ugh, no, I'm starting to think like Maya. It's a quaint little bell tower. I never would have thought that something this horrible was about to happen when Iris rang the lights out bell that night. Okay. Let's go talk to Sister Bikini. Aw, what's wrong? Hazakura Temple, main hall. Well, what's the damage? How is the sacred cavern? It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Kurine tradition. We have Iris at the sacred cavern, trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh, yes. We were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes. You were telling me how the Master of Kurine disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise... No, I mean Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proves she was the Master, she said... Someone is trying to destroy the Kurine tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them. Someone was trying to destroy the main family line. There is only one heir to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the oldest. That child becomes the new master of Khura'in, and her daughters the main family. All other mediums become branch family members, with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. Interesting. So this isn't an uncommon thing, what Morgan did back in the second game? You have a guess as to what happened, but you're too tired to really think it out? Ah. Yeah, I'm kind of too out of it at the moment to try and put the pieces together. Luckily I don't have to do that yet. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Master Mask case, and during Maggie Bird's trial too. Thanks to Maya, Mi is always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. The Khura'in technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there, behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you to be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? You're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? DL6. It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. The DL6 incident. I knew it. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. And you solved DL6, Phoenix. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Fey, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man... he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Khura'in tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of Khura'in village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. Oh. Yeah, that's so sad. Yeah, she did everything right. It's just the person she channeled didn't actually know who killed him. For those who've forgotten, she channeled Edgeworth's father. Yeah, Edgeworth's father didn't know who actually killed him though. He probably suspected it was Miles, but he put the blame on the other guy. But it was Manfred von Karma in the end. It's all very sad. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Quran tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? Gonna save in case you leave. The spiritual power of the Quran channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life as a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumoured to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Interesting. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mum and her aunt. That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master's seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Morgan. There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Karine Village. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. That I did not remember at all. What? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oops, I thought you already knew. It sounded like you'd met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest? That child? She's Mystic Morgan's? I had no idea. Mystic Morgan? But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Wait, what? 3? Yes. Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. Bum, bum, bum. What? Twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Karine's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realised his wife would never become the master, he left her in the village, taking their twin daughters with him. Oh, wow. Wow. What an asshole. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up, to be looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister... Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. I mean, if you mention the name Dahlia to her, would that jog her memory? You should at least try. Pearl's had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls. It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Alright, so I'm guessing we have... Yep. Oh, and we have Morgan as well. Morgan Fay, age question mark. Older sister of Misty Fay and mother of Pearl and Iris. Is in solitary confinement. Question mark, age question mark. Morgan Fay's daughter and Iris's twin sister. Her father deals in jewellery, apparently. Well. What can we show you? I was wondering about this. Let me see. The immaterial girl? Yeah, we've seen that dialogue. Sister Bikini, would you mind taking a look at this? Ah! What are you doing with that? Give it back at once. I can't. This is evidence. This really must be one very important item. This crystal sphere is not from a demon warding hood, but I would guess it serves a similar purpose. Okay, we've seen this dialogue actually. Iris had a twin sister. That's really all I know about her. That and the fact that she was taken away from her mother by her jeweler father. I don't have any idea where she is or what she's doing now. I could tell her. But she'd probably have a coronary and a half. Yeah, she'd probably better not to tell her. When I think about it, I do kind of feel sorry for Mystic Morgan. It wasn't her fault that her sister was a more powerful spirit medium. Mystic Morgan just couldn't compete with her sister. It must have been really tough on her. Even so, that doesn't excuse all the things she did. No, of course not. Yeah. It's not even the real item, right? Just a picture. Yeah. Yeah, the actual thing is still over in the garden. Alright, can we show her anything else? Oh, okay. I think we've seen all that kind of dialogue. So, this young lady is the new master. That's right, Maya Fay. Oh dear, oh dear. If I'd known who she was, I would have prepared a feast, not a boring old pot roast and some gravy. Once we get her out, you can give her all the feasts you want. Of course! You just make sure you get her out, alright? She's the master. You just have to rescue her. about Pearl. Oh, this poor little girl. Ah, they haven't updated this dialogue. Pearl is still missing, according to this dialogue. Alright, is there any other new dialogue? How can I ever make up for this? Make up for what? For allowing harm to come to such an important person? Sister Bikini must feel really responsible for what happened. Miss Downing was the master, after all. Please tell me, what's going to happen to poor Iris? If she was to be found guilty, well, I wouldn't accept it. But your testimony, Sister Bikini. I can't help my testimony, I saw what I saw. It's up to a pro-lawyer like you to deal with problems like that. No, I don't think there's anything else new here. Unusual friends. No. I don't think there's anything new to inspect here. Alter. Maya and Pearl love pot roasted mashed potatoes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They love that stuff. So they were quite happy with the feast, I think. Alright. Let's go see if anyone's hanging out in the courtyard. Hazakura Temple, courtyard. Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they're humming? That music. No motive, no crime. No motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Kurine. Or I love my job. Aww. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating is all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon. That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Gimme. Gimme! Gimme, Gummy. So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal. But I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the Inner Temple Garden. And they're taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is, if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me? I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Gatto. Gatto? What did he mean by that? Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case. You're so tired of that phrase. Yeah. They're always wrong, aren't they? Always wrong. About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon. And all I find is some burnt up old letter. Burnt up old letter? Yeah. It was in that incinerator right outside the Inner Temple. The incinerator? I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away, which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case. He really is bad at his job, isn't he? Spirit mediums? Burnt letter. Found by Gumshoe in the Inner Temple Incinerator. It's gotta be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. I'd better give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. Now, let's go have a look at that. Be careful, once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is... She is our ally? The whole... Here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is, burn thee. Also tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Oh, he's so bad at his job. I can see why he keeps getting pay cuts. Gumshoe is so bad he's good. Yeah, he's good for us. Oh, Gummy. Gumshoe, Gumshoe, Gumshoe. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't the Shichishito that was found impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah. And man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? What's this secret weapon of yours? You want to know? You've got to think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No. I know what he's going to say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector. Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Well, you want to give scientific investigation a go? Huh? But me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Of course. Of course. Yeah, I want Missile again. Can we use Missile? I want to see Missile. Come on, pal. It's good fun, I'm telling you. Alright then. I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you could make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it. Oh, bother. So, now I'm going to tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first, let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector's signal bouncing off of something metallic. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good looky-see, pal. Don't worry, this babe will let you know when you've hit on something metallic. And when that happens, press enter to give the area a good hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Yeah. Ladder! Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I've met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. The vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing. No, they're not. They're completely different. You have to plant both of them firmly in the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise you could miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal. The last person I need advice from is this guy in front of me. Yeah, I got the achievement. Ladders versus step ladders. Nice. Just wait until Ghost Trick. Ooh, nice. The sky is made of metal. It's just a pair of skis. Nothing useful for our case here. I'm actually pretty good on skis, you know, pal. I just love to fly down the slopes with my coat fluttering in the wind. Really? I had no idea. How good are you then? Well, I'm better on skis than I am on skates, but not as good as when I'm on a snowboard. That's a pretty detailed answer. Oh, but you know what I'm best at? Making mashed potatoes and gravy. The guy's losing it. Must be the attitude. We'd better get back to the investigation. And now I want some mashed potatoes and gravy. That's odd. This sled's made of plastic. It says bikini number 1 on the side. Maybe there's something under it. Hey, what's this? A badge? Aha! I've been hunting high and low for that. It's yours, detective? That thing's priceless to a guy like me, pal. A cop can't be a cop without his badge. I'm sure glad I put that dime in there now. How did you manage to drop your badge here, of all places? I know. I bet it happened this morning. I was playing around with the sled and... Stop right there. I don't need to hear any more. Aw. Gumshoe. Just want to give you a hug. This looks like... a wallet? Aha! That's where it's been. Is it yours, detective? I'm always dropping it, so I put a bell on it. But you still dropped it anyway. Yeah, but now I found it again, pal. Your wallet is completely empty. Well, I drop it all the time, so I don't put money in it anymore. Then how come the metal detector picked it up? Must be because of the bell, I guess. Where does he put his money? I guess the answer is he doesn't have money. That Cheeto next to the golden statue wasn't the real murder weapon, pal. Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd check it again anyway. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Do you know about that sword? It's supposed to represent the multiple branches that life can take, all ending as one. Yes, I heard something about that. You know what I think about sometimes? What kind of life I'd be leading had I not joined the homicide division. You think about that kind of stuff, detective? Of course I do. I think about it a lot. Me as a traffic cop, me as a detention officer, me as the Blue Badger. There's something to be said about the humour value of Gumshoe as the Blue Badger. That's similar to dialogue we've got before, but different. What's this? A pen? Hey, I've been looking all over for that, pal. How many things did he drop? Hey, buddy cunt, how are ya? What if the Vic was stabbed with a ski? Are you like mashed potatoes and gravy? Yeah, I don't really care for mashed potatoes, but put gravy on there and delicious. Huh? It's yours? Yeah, my old man gave it to me when I qualified as a detective. He told me it'd be good for sticking in suspects' faces. That makes you detectives sound really nasty. It's my dream to stick it in your face one day, right? Whoa. Then don't go losing it. Jeez, calm down, Gumshoe. This is Miss Downham's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detector is reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... Ugh! The top is coming off! Look what you've done! You've damaged a really important piece of evidence! Ah! That's a sword. Inside the stuff? Is this... could it be... the murder weapon? Jesus, what? It doesn't have blood on it though. What? Why has she got a sword in her staff? Ah, no, I haven't seen Lupin the Third before, sorry. Wow. I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. But he knows about sword canes, but he didn't... Don't question him. For protection, her family's messed up. Yeah, that's a good point. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. It doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. Then I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shito too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're going to get that stuff analysed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh? How so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and... well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think... Maya's been... Please, detective, let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of viridian there. Okay. Just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. This staff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular, run-of-the-mill staff. You got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Don't worry. She'll be fine. Gumshoe? You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure. Thanks. Aww. Victim staff received from Detective Gumshoe for safekeeping. Has a sword hidden inside. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. I can't help but wonder, though. What was Elise Downham doing with a staff like this in the first place? Oh, Gumshoe is so sweet. Oh, it's amazing he actually did that for us. It could get him in big trouble with Edgeworth and Gotto and Francisca, but he still did it. Oh, so sweet. Zenigata is way more incompetent than Gumshoe. Way worse. Oh. Yeah, he asked us out for pasta. Aw. He's trying to console us. That's really sweet of him. Got any new dialogue here? The Shito. It's there in Mystic Amy's right hand. But it was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Okay. Don't know if we've got any new dialogue now that he's here. Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay. Have I shown you stuff, Gummy? I don't think we have. Yep, we did that. What about this, Detective Gumshoe? Any thoughts? Yeah, well, it's pretty chilly today, huh? Oh yeah, we have seen this dialogue. Alright, what do we have that's new that we could ask him about? That thing must have been worn by the victim. There's no other way of looking at it. You mean because of the matching leather cord found around the victim's neck? Yeah, I bet it was one of those things she always wore. I've got this safe driving... Oh yeah, we've seen this dialogue too. Okay. Can we ask him about people? I've seen this lady someplace before. It's Morgan Fay. Isn't she that jaw-droppingly large strawberry dessert woman? Oh yeah, she's Pearl Fay's mother, right? That's right. She was involved in that incident in Karine Village last year, wasn't she? Hey, she was the one who did it. Why doesn't he think his whole thought through before opening his mouth? Yeah, that was one ugly case, huh, pal? Was? I don't know. The more we look at this case, the more I feel like that one never ended. She's locked up safe in solitary confinement at the detention centre, though. At least we can rule her out of this case. Can we, though? I don't think we can. I haven't seen that. Okay, well. Have I asked him about the sketch? Yeah, I have. Yeah. I think we're down here. Hey, check this out. Just immediately I try and show it to people. Actually, can I show it to Gumshoe and get more dialogue? I'll just try that. Okay, so I don't think I've proven the connection between Iris and Dahlia yet. So I can't break Iris's Cyclops. Pearl. Pearl was waiting for 10 o'clock for something. I don't know if I've got the proof of that yet either. Is there anything about 10? No. Okay. So I've still got more investigating to do. I still can't believe it, pal. I'd never have guessed there was a sword in that thing. Sure, there isn't any blood left on it, but there's a good chance this is the murder weapon, pal. But this is Miss Downham's staff, right? That would mean she was killed with her own weapon. I guess so. And there's something else that's bothering me too. Oh, what's that, pal? Miss Downham was an author and an illustrator, right? So what was she doing carrying a sword around with her? That's a good question. And there's got to be a good answer to it, I guess. Good luck finding it, pal. I'm beginning to see why he receives the salary he does. Oh. Okay, let's start asking. Okay, you're the one I got these profiles from, so you're not going to get... Have you got anything to say about the letter? No, okay. Maybe if I ask... Start showing stuff to people, see if they've got any more info. I could ask Pearl about her mother. Might be a bit insensitive though. Heavenly Hall. I was expecting Larry and Pearls to be here. I guess they must have gone to collect firewood. I suppose I'll have to check back later. Yeah, okay. kind of appreciate it when the game does that. The game's basically saying, no, it's not time to talk to them yet. Like, okay. That's very clear and direct. Thank you. Alright, let's try talking to Edgeworth about this. Hey Edgeworth, did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. In other words, he did not know. Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently, her sister was raised by her father. A jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right. I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. It was my first court case, 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about the case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Hey, Vertigo. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. God, that was a long time ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Okay, so they mustn't have been related by blood. They must have been sisters-in-law. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. Oh yeah, stepsister. They weren't blood-related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected to this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. What? That's a weird sentence. Oh, thanks, Vertigo. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Ah. He knows. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Mia Fey! Mia Fey! At the time, Dahlia. It's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down. So, that's how Dahlia knows Mia. They're cousins. Well, they were cousins. Jeez. And her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Oh. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Quran channeling technique. Did you say Quran channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium, and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened. As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the Deal 6 incident case file, and you'll know. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Quran channeling technique is real. He's still in denial about it all. He doesn't realise that it really was his father that was channeled. Alright, well. There we go. We've got some deets. Dahlia Hawthorne, deceased. Morgan Fay's daughter and Iris's twin sister. She was executed last month. About Morgan Fay. No? Nothing? Okay. Hey, check out this letter. I probably shouldn't show you. No? Okay. Check out this sword. I definitely shouldn't show you. Okay. Alright, I think we're down here. So we've got Dahlia's profile now. Okay, what do we need for Iris's locks? I'm trying to remember. Sorry, it's hard for me to think at the moment. Let's talk to you about some stuff. They look very similar, don't they? She's got different colour hair, though. Same colour eyes, though. No, okay. She's still hard at work. Oh, thanks, Alyosha. Okay, so what was her cycle? I'm just gonna go into it and double check. Take that! Yeah, so Bikini Sawyer. Ah, yes. What you say you left the main hall at 9:40 PM, but what you say doesn't add up with this. Okay, I'm still not sure what this is. So are we thinking that she used the snowmobile? I should have reread her dialogue. I just kind of skipped through it, but I think I should have reread it. Yeah, I need to reread her dialogue. Say what she's claiming. Can you post a fan art? Yeah, go for it. Say the word if I need hints? Yeah, I'll try and think it through first, but yeah, I'll let you know if I need hints. Alright, I need to read this. Acolyte. Left Iris to attend to the Acolyte. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder. Due to start after 10. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. Oh. But you rang the lights out bell. Okay. Okay, so she's saying she was at the inner temple at 10, but she was supposed to ring the lights out bell at 10, which is back at the thingamabob. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Ah. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Who's that? Me. Mr. Wright. We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten? No, that's right. I remember. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. So I think the answer is there were 2 of you. I'm going to test the other dialogue though. There is only one of you, Iris. You couldn't possibly have been in 2 places at once. That being the case, you were probably really at... Mr. Wright? Yes? What is it? That's what I wanted to ask you. What was that probably you just came out with? Well... The problem is, you spoke to witnesses at both the main hall and the inner temple. It's kind of hard to disprove either sighting, but that's no position for a lawyer to find himself in, is it? No. She got me there. It seems to me like there just isn't a solution to this puzzle. It's probably best if you just forget the whole thing, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry, Iris, but I can't do that. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. Alright, just gonna check out your fan art. Actually, no, I'll do that once we finish talking with her, actually. We'll get through this first. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris. But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible. Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. I have a suspicion. Oh. You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me. I'm gonna guess. Yeah. But maybe it's mine? Mr. Wright? When you said there was another me, I was kind of expecting someone who looked like me, you know? I guess so. In that case, are you saying that I look like this person? Well, I can't say with 100% certainty, but can you show me something that you are 100% certain about then? I really need to get to the bottom of this. Iris is determined to hide something from me. I can't drag it out of her unless I show her some irrefutable evidence. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I don't mean to be uncooperative, but you're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? Ah, that's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you. There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder. It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Quran channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. Ah! Gloves inside, is it cold? Yeah, it's cold here in Australia at the moment. We're in winter. And also I just have poor circulation, so my hands get really cold. I'm gonna save, because we got full health. Hell yeah! I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me, who passed away last month. Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before? But because my sister always does the right thing. Excuse me? And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again. You betrayed her? What do you mean? That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way. What is she talking about? Betrayal. You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her. How did you betray her, Iris? It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing. Wow. What? What? But I got scared, so I ran away. What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful. But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money. Huh? It was revenge on our father. Revenge? Ah, for leaving their mother? What do you mean by revenge? He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell. Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay. Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place. For power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the Master of Khura'in. That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother. Aw, sorry to hear that, Alyosha. Yeah, I think that's part of what causes my tendinitis, which is my hands get too cold. So that's why I make sure I keep them nice and warm. I haven't had tendinitis issues in quite a while, actually. My hands have been pretty good now. But before long, the credibility of the Khura'in tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there. And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple? Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see. Oh. And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her, and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally. I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fay clan. By the way, Francisca's still here. Oh, sorry to hear that, Tag. I hope Twitch improves for you soon. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me. What is it? During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him? Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts. Yeah, I'll look at the fan art once we've finished this discussion. This is... Poof, jeez. I see. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There is still much to investigate. Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise. Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Ugh, this is gonna be bad. Pearl's a Cyclock. Ugh. I don't like where this is going. Alright, let's check out this cool fan art. Alright. Come on. There we go. It didn't want to open for a second there. Okay, window capture. This is pretty good. I like this. And boop. Fan art for me playing through Ace Attorney 3's Case 3-5. Apparently Gumshoe knows how to ski and snowboard, So here's the best boy having a good time. That's so good. That's adorable. Aww. Oh, your fan art's so good, amigo. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, Spirit of Justice is on sale right now. Oh, nice. Cool. Very cool. Well, I need to drink some water. I think we're near the end of this investigation. Okay, yeah. So we'll finish off this investigation, then I'll take a break and feed the cat. She's somewhere. I'll feed her though. Surprise, 5 more investigations. Just investigation forever. Alright, so we got... okay, we haven't got any new profiles or anything. But... yes. Well... where did Pearl go? Pearl... where'd you do, Pearl? She's still with Larry? Oh, here we go. Heavenly Hall. Look at that! They really did make a fire, right in front of the shack. Oh, Mr. Nick. Ha! You're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Yeah... ooh. Some fun fan art to cut the tension in how heavy the case gets. Yeah. Feed Cleo some gravy. Yeah. Yep. As soon as you hear the lights out, Bill. Yep. Oh. Oh, this sucks. Alright, present. Hang on, is there anything new to talk about? No, okay. Poor Pearls. Alright, so we already started this one. Yeah, she went to the inner temple. Because she was worried about Maya. And then she was listening for the lights out bell. She was trying to hear the bell. Why are you so worried about the bell? Because this letter... You missed almost all of what Iris had to say? She was involved in the fake kidnapping incident. Yeah, her and Dahlia, they planned it to get revenge on their father because their father was a slime bag. Yeah, so it seems like there were 2 Irises the night of this murder, and she knows that the other Iris was her twin sister. She strongly suspects. So it seems like someone channeled her twin sister, Dahlia. Yeah, I think those were the 2 important things that we found, wasn't it? You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognise these pieces of paper? Oh, where did you... In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell. I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing. Oh, there's still more. These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls. For me? No. As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Oh, this is so awful. Oh. Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... I can't think of a context-appropriate thing that would be wrong. Channel yourself. Well, Pearls, am I right? I can't channel anyone anymore. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Poor kid. It's really getting her down. But I have never channeled that person's spirit. I should have all the evidence I need, so what am I not getting here? Dahlia. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. Oh. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris whose Sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was? No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions. I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? It was definitely Edgeworth. Definitely. This is the person who wrote the instructions, isn't it, Pearls? You must have had a lot of faith in them to follow their instructions to a T. I had a lot of faith in you, Mr. Nick. Ouch. Oh, thanks. But I don't think I can trust you anymore. Oh, ow! Jesus. Ouch. Pearls sure can be blunt when she wants to be. Alright now, think. Someone who Pearls would trust. No questions asked. There can't be many candidates for that post. This is doing a lot of damage actually. I might want to reload to get a good amount of health for court. This is all so sad. What her mother put her through. Jeez. Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why. How did you... I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Oh, what? Oh. Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth. Mr. Nick, Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this. Don't underestimate me, just because I'm a child. Huh? If you're trying to say I follow these instructions, I'd like to see some proof. What? Because I don't think you have any. Should say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right, there's no evidence that proves it was you. I know it. However, I do know that whoever did it was a child. Huh? How do you know that? It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that. A simple mistake? What do you mean by that? I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you've been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. What did she misunderstand? You must channel her spirit, leave everything up to her. Use it when you channel her. Burn the letter. Ah, yep. Yeah, I know. Gravely roast the master in the fire of Hades. Wonder how the letter played out in Japanese. Yeah, actually. I wonder how this was done in Japanese. Yeah, gravy roast the master. Alright. Let's get our badge, and then we'll reload and get all our health back. This shows a mistake you made. I guess you know what I'm about to say, huh? I don't think it's me who made a mistake, Mr. Nick. It's you. Ah, that wasn't very much dialogue. I like how it's her confiding in us, or consoling us, when we're trying to break her cyclops. That's pretty funny. You'd like a large master with a side of gravy, please, yeah. In the Japanese version, the word used was kure, which meant kill, punish. And the word for curry is kare. Oh, okay, so it's curry in the Japanese version. Nice. Thanks, amigo. That's cool. Geez, that worked out quite well. They were pretty clever in the localization. But this is so horrible that her mother used her like this. Like, imagine doing this to your own child. Yeah. God, Morgan's just a horrible, disgusting person. Used her own daughter for revenge. A 9-year-old kid. Okay, is she still 9? Yeah, she's still 9. The burnt letter. Yeah, I didn't remember any of this, so this is a really good experience replaying this. There's so much stuff about this case I just didn't remember. The bigger crime is wasting perfectly good gravy. Any dialogue for saying she trusts Maya? Oh, that's a good question. I'll test that. Yeah, we'll see if there's any special dialogue for that. Maya. Nah, same dialogue, I think. Yeah, same dialogue. That's a shame. Actually, they do look similar now that I look at them, don't I? Yeah, Misty Faye and Morgan do look similar now that I have access to both of their profiles. What pearls? She gravy roasted the master. I think, yeah, we're going to show that. The hanging scroll. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it? Oh. But what? Well, why would I do something like... Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fire of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among others, right? How did you know that? Remember the conversation you had with Miss Downham on the night of the murder? Perhaps we can read some books together. Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? Miss Elise? So, for example, how do you read this? It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. The foreshadowing, wow. This is so well written. Sure, Miss Downham taught you how to read gravely and roast. But what she didn't teach you is what they meant. Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food. And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast. To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. Oh. I guess I really did get the wrong idea. Just a tiny bit. I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right. Oh, jeez. Basic translation. Put a splendid end to the head of the house. The word for splendid can be misread as curry. Ah, nice. Nice, thanks, Sneejan. After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple with a pot full of the leftover gravy. The gravy? I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the Master of Kurine, like it said in the letter. I see. And then? Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area. The guest area? Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over. Why didn't you just go to the training hall? Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started, and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then, Pearls, did you fall asleep? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it. Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Oh, by the way, he's here. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple? Yes. When I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore, and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry. Yes, please, Larry. It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring. So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit? No. I tried, but I couldn't do it. Oh. You couldn't do it? I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it. Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh, just like that. Shut up, Larry. Oh, at least he's trying to encourage and console her. That's something. So she'd never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone? Yes, I don't know what to do. Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit? I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though. I think I know what it is. Could you please tell me what it is anyway? It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone else? What do you mean? Well, there's only one of each spirit, right? Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. Wait, what? I must have misread that. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish. Her final wish? Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully. This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it. I thought she channeled Dahlia, but she didn't. I'm relieved for her that she didn't end up doing all that stuff. But, that's fine, sneezing, don't worry. I didn't click it. So I guess... I mean, the only other person who could have done it is Maya, right? Why would she channel Dahlia, though? My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary. Yeah, I know, Pearls. I visit her every month. And last month, she told me. The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now, listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden. Geez, she had all this planned out already? My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much. Yeah, mums will do anything for their kids, right? She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick? I guess so, yeah. There was a picture with her letter too. A picture? Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time... Pretty weird, huh? He has no idea what's going on. Like Larry knows anything about this stuff. There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before. That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already. Huh. Burnt letter updated. Opened once before. Their orders for Morgan Fay. Opened once before. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out. You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us, so I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright. Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Ha! There's him. Finally figured it out, have you, trite? You've finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Goddo! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters, caught up in the worst circumstances. I realise that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. Ha! What did I just say, trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow... We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all. Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true? It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick. My dear Pearl. You've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the Master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Jeez. Hey, Shizzle. Oh, you missed a lot. You missed a lot. I'm still trying to put it together. Can we super kick Goddo into the river? You like his suave in court, but all this blaming business? Yeah. I don't like Goddo at all. I don't like him at all. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. What is the time now? So I have been warned that the court segment for this is very long and probably can't all be done in one stream. So maybe we'll do like the first segment of it, and then I'll go have dinner. I don't know. I'll check with Steve what his thoughts on dinner are, as to if I will keep streaming tonight. All right, I shall be back. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna feed the cat. I'll go to the bathroom. I'm sure I want to continue. It seems long. Yeah, because I don't know if we can do all the court stuff in one day. So I'm thinking maybe we'll do like one bit of it now and then the rest of it next stream, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's already kind of late though. I don't know. Well, I'll go feed the cat and all that stuff. I'll go talk to Steve, see what he's got planned for dinner, and then I shall be back. 7 streams. Yeah, this is a very long case. This has got to be longer than 1.5, right? Okay, I guess I'll see once we finish playing it, and I can compare how long it took me. Okay, I'll leave you all with some music. And I'll be back and let you know if I'm going to keep streaming or not. So, I shall be back. Okay, I am back. Chat. Yeah, so I can play a bit more. I can stream a bit more today. I don't really want to go for too much longer though, because I'm getting pretty hungry. K65 is longer? Jeez. K65 sounds ridiculous. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, there's always Mega Man 5, that's a good point. So Maya's side of the family used to be the branch, but became the main after Pearl's father left. No, it was, her side of the family became the main because Morgan Faye's spirit power was way lower than Misty's. Yeah, so that's when Misty was declared the new main side of the family. Yeah, and then that caused Pearl's father to leave because he realised that she wasn't going to be the master. You checked the wiki and you wouldn't recommend starting the trial unless I can do at least part 1 and 2 of it in one go. Oh, okay. Part 1 and 2 being before the first recess. Okay. Alright. Well, in that case, I suppose we'll leave the trial for next time. Thanks, Panicking. Thanks, Alyosha. Well, let's play some Mega Man then, hey? Let's play some Mega Man 5. Right. We'll save that, and then we won't actually play this. I'm just getting to the part where I can leave. Pearl! It was cool. I was thinking about it. I got some theories of what happened in this case, but geez, but my theories don't really make much sense. This is a complex case. It's really good though. Okay, let's change over to Mega Man 5. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. I need to resize the webcam. I changed my webcam settings, so I have to kind of resize it everywhere now. There we go. That's better. What did you miss? Do you want me to try and sum up what happened, or do you want to just kind of watch the VOD? Since we're switching over to Mega Man anyways, which would you prefer? Alright, Mega Man. Yeah, you missed some big stuff. Alright, changing the game. You watch the VOD? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna change the VOD now. So people watching this on YouTube, we're playing Mega Man, and that'll be a separate VOD. So I'll end this VOD now. Thanks for watching.